Welcome to today's presentation, EdTech Tools to Enhance Learning. This session will offer a brief introduction to some helpful tools. If you see something you would like to learn more about, you can join me at one of the extended sessions offered later in the conference. Check the conference schedule for topics, locations, and times. My intention today was to talk only about AnswerGarden and EdPuzzle, but that changed as I started to develop this presentation. Both AnswerGarden and EdPuzzle are fantastic EdTech tools to increase user engagement. For a presentation about learner engagement, this slide is not very engaging, is it? Let's at least add some interest with some color and a built-in theme, which you can find in PowerPoint or Google Slides. A 2020 study demonstrated that when we start with quality material and an effective instructor, engagement can be enhanced through presentation tools like Prezi.
This is Prezi. Prezi offers a different way to present material you may have previously presented using PowerPoint or Google Slides. Your presentation begins with an overview slide. What you would previously have referred to as moving to the next slide is now zooming to the next frame. I'll show you some of the different ways you can display information and handle transitions as we move through the presentation. Famed educator and philosopher John Dewey is credited with saying, "If we teach today's students as we taught yesterday's, we rob them of tomorrow." 100 years ago, John Dewey was advocating for our use of emerging technologies today. Brett Jones, who is known for his music model of motivation, does not believe that technology is required for motivation and engagement, but acknowledges that it can certainly be a beneficial tool for both motivation and engagement. This frame started blank, and I used an animation to display the text. I felt that having all the text displayed on the overview slide looked too cluttered, so I'll use this technique a few times through this presentation. Educational technology supports active learning, increases learner engagement, and provides options for differentiation and feedback. We are going to briefly discuss 3 different EdTech tools that do all of these things: Prezi, AnswerGarden, and EdPuzzle. I won't talk a lot about Prezi because you can see throughout this presentation how it works. We can all see how this format, zooming in and out of slides, could be more engaging to our students. I particularly like how the larger background image becomes an interesting part of the individual slides. Take this frame, for example. A very tiny piece of the overview frame becomes a full screen frame where you can include lots of content that was barely visible before. We will spend a bit more time exploring AnswerGarden. I like this tool because it provides learners with an opportunity to provide anonymous feedback while teachers are still able to monitor responses. AnswerGarden can be found online at answergarden.ch. It's a super simple word cloud creator. You ask a question, and as learners or participants submit answers, it creates a word cloud, providing an interactive but anonymous way for everyone to have a voice in the conversation. It can be used live or in self paced learning. It is great for brainstorming, reflection, and feedback. You can use it to check for understanding or poll the class. I love AnswerGarden for icebreakers. If you attend the extended version of this workshop, you'll be asked some fun icebreaker questions through AnswerGarden. I discovered AnswerGarden when I was looking for a solution to an obstacle I encountered in my classroom. I require participation, but I had a student with an IEP that said that I could not call on this student. How was I going to require their participation if I could not require verbal response? That is when I discovered AnswerGarden as one solution. Let's let's look and see how it works. Uploading and embedding video is a pro level feature in Prezi, but we are able to add YouTube video on the free Prezi platform. For this video and the one you will see about EdPuzzle, I recorded my screen using free OBS screen recording software, edited using Canva's free for education pro level, and hosted the final product on my YouTube channel so that I could embed it here. This is AnswerGarden, one of the simplest tools I use to collect quick, open-ended responses from learners or workshop participants. I asked, what is your favorite EdTech tool? The more a word is repeated, the larger it gets. It creates a live word cloud that builds over time. It is great for engagement, brainstorming, and feedback. Do you notice that random letter A? That was a typo. It isn't an EdTech tool. To remove unwanted responses, simply log in using a password you chose when you made your answer garden. Select the unwanted response and delete. From the admin side, you can also edit choices made during setup, share a question and/or results to social media, or display the QR code to access the answer garden. Creating one takes less than 30 seconds. Just click the plus sign, type your question, and choose a few options like mode, which basically determines how many times someone can respond and if you need to approve the responses. Answer length, which I typically keep at 20. I want a word or two, not a sentence. Password and email so you can access the admin side. Spam filter, which I typically keep off for initial use when I am actively monitoring, but then I turn it on in case respondents revisit after a session and I might miss an inappropriate entry. Finally, case, I typically go with all lowercase, but that's a personal preference. I don't like no change because then you could wind up with multiples of the same word just with different cases. Click create and your board is ready to share. You can copy the link or generate a QR code instantly. There's no logins needed for participants. AnswerGarden is perfect for live sessions or asynchronous use. And over time, it becomes a crowd-sourced idea wall you can return to. Try it at the start of a session to activate prior knowledge, at the end to collect reflections, or one of my favorites, icebreakers, just to get people chatting. Either way, everyone contributes. Take a moment to visit answergarden.ch/5003061 or scan the QR code on the screen and let me know what your favorite EdTech tool is. Next, we will look at EdPuzzle, where you can turn any video into an interactive learning experience. Visit edpuzzle.com to create engaging interactive videos for any learning situation. You can embed questions in any video, whether a video you created yourself or a YouTube video. You can even select from the site's library of pre-made videos created by other educators. You can link to your learning management system. I use Google Classroom. I created classes linking EdPuzzle with my Google Classroom account through which I could track student progress and assign videos. EdPuzzle is effective for live and in-class use or asynchronously as assigned lessons. Let me show you how EdPuzzle helps turn passive video watching into active learning. With EdPuzzle, you can upload your own video, import a YouTube video, or use one of the hundreds of pre-built options in the EdPuzzle library. To import a YouTube video, first, go to YouTube, and then simply search for the video that suits your lesson. Copy the link, paste it into EdPuzzle, and now you're ready to add your questions. You can even cut the video to suit your needs and your time. You won't be able to add voiceover to a YouTube video, but you can add voiceover to your own video and some others. But for adding the questions, you can add multiple choice questions, open-ended questions, and you can even add notes if you want to provide additional context. This is a video I made for a SMART Goals course. It is the second video in a series, so I start by activating prior learning with a question just a few seconds in. Welcome to the second video in our goal setting series. In our last video, we learned what a SMART goal is. You can also search by topic. I originally found EdPuzzle while showing my high school class crash course computer science videos. They struggled to stay focused until they were provided the opportunity to watch the videos at their own pace with embedded questions to make sure they were getting the main points. Of course, I would go through the questions to ensure that they are highlighting what I wanted my students to learn from the video. But it was super helpful as a new teacher to have these resources available. Once I started using EdPuzzle, my students stayed focused and I got real-time data on what they are learning. It is a simple way to make video instruction more meaningful. These tools all have many uses. For some sample use cases, if you want to present engaging content, use Prezi or EdPuzzle. If you want to capture learner input, use AnswerGarden or EdPuzzle. If you want to deliver interactive video, well, that's going to be EdPuzzle. If you want to learn more about any of these tools, register for a full hands-on workshop. Some final thoughts. EdTech tools are just that, tools to enhance your already amazing lessons. These tools you saw today are easy to use and adaptable to different settings. Consider them when you are differentiating for various learners and to ensure equity in educational opportunity. Visit these resources if you would like to learn more about the learning theory that supports the use of EdTech tools in the classroom. Thank you for the opportunity to introduce these tools to you. I hope to see you at one of the full-length workshops. Enjoy the rest of your day.